Hello, my name is Simon Shen. Our group decided to choose Chapter 1 as our presentation. I'm here to present you guys to introduce what is IC, its advantage, and where can you find it in our daily life. IC is a short term for integrated circuit, also called chip or microchip. Is a semiconductor wafer on which thousand or million tiny resistor, capacitor, and transistor are fabricated. The advantage of IC, it's very small compared to discrete circuit, and it's also light, have high reliability, easy to replace, and very cheap. Where can you find IC? IC is everywhere. IC is available in cars, your MP3 player, your cell phone, your radio, even in your calculator, and many more.
Hello, my name is Gerald Devdas. Today I want to talk about dual inline package, function of IC package, ceramic or plastic, THT and CMT. Dual inline package is an electronic component package with a rectangular housing and two parallel row of electrical connecting pins. Function of IC package is keeping the chip safe from all sort of potential damage. THT used hole driller through the pole for mounting the component. SMT range in size from 2 minuscule.
Hello, my name is Jonathan Ternias. Today I'm going to talk about scale of integrations, Moore's law, and yield in Cmos IC design. First, scale of integration. The number of components fit into a standard size IC represents its integration scale. In other words, it's a density of component. And the next is the yieldiness of simple integrated circuit. The technology lets scale limited each chip to only a few transistors, and the low degree of integration means the design process was relatively simple. As the technology giving rise to field of electronic design automation (EDA), give a 5 name of integration. First, SSI, small scale integration; MSI, medium scale integration; LSI, large scale integration; VLSI, very large scale integration; ULSI, ultra large scale integration. Second is Moore's law. In 1965, Gordon Moore predicted that the number of transistors that can be integrated on a die would double every 18 to 24 months.
Next is we're going to talk about monolithic ICs. So is the name got from the Greek words which is monos and lithos, which is monos is a single and lithos is means stone because monolithic is built into a single stone or single crystal. Next is the limitation, which is monolithic have poor isolation, which is means the isolations between the component inside the IC is poor, and the component like inductor is cannot be fabricated to the IC, and the passive components that are fabricated inside the IC will be small value So for higher value, they have to be connected externally to the IC pins. So the limitation also monolithic, they cannot be used for low power application, as they cannot have a power rating not more than 1 watt. Uh, these ICs are most commonly used in IC practice because it have lower cost mass production and higher reliability. They can be found in for applicable for Cs used for M receivers, TV circuits, computer circuits, voltage regulators, amplifiers, and so on. Then we're going to talk about thin and thick film ICs. Thin and thick film ICs. It's usually larger than monolithic but smaller than discrete circuit. It cannot be integrated with transistors and diodes, but it can with passive components, for example, resistor and so on. ICs, thin film ICs, which is usually the best, is material from glass or ceramic. Resistors are fabricated by controlling the width and thickness of the film and by using different materials selected for their resistivity. Capacitors, a film of isolation oxide is sandwiched between two conducting films. A spiral form of film is deposited on the IC to create an inductor. So there is a two method how to producing thin film, which is one method called vacuum evaporation, which is used vaporized material in deposit on a substrate contained in a vacuum. So the other one is cathode separating, separating, in which atom from a cathode made of the desired film material are deposited on a substrate located between cathode and anode. So the next one is thick film ICs, which is commonly called printed tin, and it obtained on a ceramic substance by using a manufacturing process called silk screen printing technique, which is the ink is usually material that have resistive, conductive, or dielectric properties. The screens are made of fine stainless steel wire mesh. The film are fused to the substrate after printing by placing them in hot high temperature furnace. After that, hybrid or multi-chip ICs. Hybrid or multi-chip integrated circuits. So they are known to provide a better performance than monolithic ICs, although the process is too expensive for mass production. But if a small quantity production uh, is economical and are more often used as prototype for monolithic ICs. Based upon the active device employed, the IC can be classified as bipolar ICs using bipolar active device, and unipolar ICs using unipolar active device, for example FET.
Okay, hello. So there are three classification of integrated circuit, which are analog, digital, and mixed signal integrated circuit. So I will explain the three classification of the integrated circuit. And first, the analog circuit. Okay, analog circuits are circuits dealing with signals free to vary from 0 to full power supply voltage. Analog are often referred to as linear circuits. Okay, the second one is digital IC. Digital IC is a circuit dealing with signals restricted to the extreme limits of 0 and some full amount. These circuits find us in true or false logical operation. Example of digital IC are basic gate function, NOR gate SR latch, NAND gate SR enable latch, and LED sequencer, and so on. Last but not least, the mixed signal integrated circuit. Okay, a mixed signal integrated circuit is integrated circuit that has both analog and digital circuits on a single semiconductor die. In real life, application mixed signal design are everywhere. For example, a smartphone. A mixed signal process both analog and digital signals together. And these mixed signals are often used to convert analog signals to digital signals and are more difficult to design and manufacture than analog only or digital only integrated circuit. That's all. Thank you.